Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I would like to welcome all of you for continuous studies on Bhagavad Gita under this Gita Gyan program. Today is a very auspicious day, Vinayagar Chaturthi, and on this day that we are gathered here to discuss on Bhagavad Gita chapter 5. Okay, it's going to be a fantastic chapter. Okay, as you know that as we go on, as we progress from one chapter to another chapter, it becomes more and more interesting. Okay, so first we started off with chapter 1, that is observing the armies in Kurukshetra, whereby Arjuna become bewildered. And chapter 2, Krishna summarized the entire Bhagavad Gita. And chapter 3, we studied about Karma Yoga, how we can work without attachment. Working without attachment is very fantastic, where you can achieve a lot of success, because attachment creates so much of misery, right? People are all suffering because of attachment. One of the best attachment is I am this body. I am this body. Okay. I am this country. I am this, I am that, right? So it's this thing. Then other than, okay, then chapter 4, we spoke about on transcendental knowledge. Yesterday we spoke on transcendental knowledge. Okay, so that what is that important part in transcendental knowledge is like the history of Gita, how the Gita was spoken. First, it was spoken by to Vivaswan, the sun god. Then after that, the thing got broken. After the thing got broken, then they restarted. I mean, then Krishna had to do it again. So he made that opportunity. He used that opportunity by through Arjuna to re-establish the new parampara. Okay, new parampara. Okay. Then also we also studied about the importance of having a guru. Okay, guru is very important. Why we need to understand? Even we want to learn some mundane things. Okay, we want to learn our worldly stuff. All right, you want to be a doctor, you want to be an engineer, or even when you go to study or ABC, even in kindergarten, there's no such thing you can do it self-study. You need to have a mentor, you need to have a guru, you need to have a guide. How about spiritual life? But the uniqueness about spiritual life is you need to surrender to a guru, all right, serve him, and of course, he inquire very submissively. Through that, the spiritual master can impart the knowledge to us because he has seen the truth. So Krishna suggested approach a spiritual master to learn all these things. Okay, so that is something very interesting. Then, other than that, we also studied about how after so many transmigration, and when it is something which is very rare to know God as it is. Okay, so we ended there, and today we're going to discuss on chapter 5, Karma Yoga. All right, the chapter 3 is also Karma Yoga, and chapter 5 is also Karma Yoga. But what is the difference? Chapter 3, it speaks about work without attachment, so you will have peace of mind. And now in chapter 5, Krishna is suggesting how you can convert your work into spirituality. Right? Your work becomes spiritual, or how we can convert our work into Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so that's going to be very interesting chapter 5. So before we start, is there anyone like to share some kind of realization? For the past four days, we have already passed through 4 chapters. Is there any kind of transformation that anyone would like to share? Don't feel shy. Speak from your heart. Anyone?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, English.
Prabhu, so since I'm start joining this class, I actually volunteered some of my friends in the class also. And more than that, I also send the links of the class to a lot of people every single day. And actually, they tend to get interested in Krishna consciousness little by little. I'm noticing that.
Okay.
And some people even started chanting though.
Oh, that means what? You send the YouTube recording, is it?
Yes, Prabhu. And then once I sent the recording, they started to ask a lot of questions. Then I answered as much as I can, and
Very,
one of them actually started chanting.
very good. Very nice.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. You're doing a fantastic job.
Thanks, Prabhu.
For everyone's info, Lingesh is one of my I think he was also one of the pioneer student, right? In 2021.
Yes, Prabhu.
You're from Singapore, yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, okay. Now currently studying in Ipoh. So good, good. You're doing a good job. You can also do that. You can share your recording to your friends, and while you share the recording. Okay, how? I mean, what are the questions they ask you, Lingesh? Is it like challenging question, or they are become very inquisitive, or is there something that they didn't know exists but they realize, or something like that?
Both, Prabhuji, but mostly they're asking a lot of simple questions, like what are the things we have to follow and what are the rules of chanting and stuff. Yes, Prabhu.
They immediately got attraction to chanting.
Yes, Prabhu, because when I share them the video, so they ask about a lot of questions like overall about ISKCON and everything. So when I started to explain them, that's when they even one Mataji actually bought Jabmala and she started chanting from yesterday.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's a good news.
yes, Prabhu.
That's fantastic, Lingesh. You're doing a good job.
Thanks, Prabhu.
And I heard that so many people from your college also has joined in.
Yes, Prabhu. I actually invited three of my friends to the class.
From your classmate, is it?
Yeah, Mahalakshmi and Shriram is my senior.
Sriram, the one comes to temple, right? That
Yes,
follows. Okay, very good. Good job. So how
thanks,
do you
Prabhu.
feel doing it? Is there any kind of difference?
You mean
Do you
Prabhu?
feel, do you feel anything different? Is there any different feeling, or are you excited doing it?
Yes, Prabhu, because when I joined the first class, I was zero. I had no knowledge, and then
Mhm,
after the first batch, I started chanting, and then I came under association of devotees. I come to the temple, and it changed me a lot. And now
mhm.
when I'm teaching the same thing, my experience to people, I'm actually feeling excited, and I want to do more.
Very good.
Yes, Prabhu.
Very good. Fantastic. That's very nice. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna,
So,
Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Lingesh is actually a college student who have joined this session around 2021 when we first started. I think he's batch 3 or batch 4, right? In thing. And after that, after he got that, he attended the program. I think that time he was Form 4, if I'm not mistaken, Form 4 or Form 5 or something like that. Then after that, he had an opportunity. Then he got an opportunity to study in Polytechnic in Ipoh. So he took that opportunity. He came to Ipoh. Then from that, he went further. He got into this. He came and joined us in our ISKCON Ipoh Sunday program. He and his friend Sri Ram. And from there, they start to evolve step by step. Right? Can you hear me?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes,
Okay.
yes, we can hear you.
So they evolve step by step. And today he's sharing with so many people, and he start to see some kind of happiness. See, it's very unique. It's okay. Before that, am I audible? Because there's something is keep pointing. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
I'm sorry. Okay, again, am I audible?
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Oh, just now you heard what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. No, because my speaker is connected to Bluetooth, and suddenly the thing, like few seconds, the thing went off and came back. Electricity, few seconds. Okay. Anyway, where was I? So that's the thing. So there's lots of transformation do happen, and you can see that it is very interesting, especially to talk about Krishna. There's a lot of things that people like to talk. They used to talk about a lot of things, right? Hey, what is a new movie? Have you watched that movie? Or okay, I've got into these certain colleges. I'm doing these kind of things. Whatever it is very interesting. But to speak about Krishna is actually it is quite unique experience, right? It's quite unique experience, and you feel some kind of a feeling is totally different. Actually, I'm not saying this because okay, I'm a devotee and no, it's not that. Even I have seen to those people who came for a first time, for a first time after a few days, like I said about that person that from the batch 1, were Chinese devotee and formerly a Christian missionary. Then after that, he went into Buddhism. Then from there, now you have came to Hare Krishna just few months ago. He came and see what is it all about. Then after that, that program, that Gita Gyan, batch 1, he have totally transformed. And today he's in convention. He's in, what they call? He's in, what is that? Johor. Okay, he's in Johor convention. And another devotee called and said, there's another Chinese devotee called and said, I can't believe the transformation that he is going through. There's lots of fantastic things is happening. Right? So that is that beauty about Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavad Gita is alive. Bhagavad Gita is alive. This book is it's not just a mere book, because this book is basically alive. Okay, because Krishna is omnipotent, omnipresent. Even though it's spoken 5,000 years ago, the message is still valid for our modern society. All right? Okay, and Vivan Manikam, I hope you are driving safe. It's not advisable for you to on your camera. you can concentrate while you're driving. Okay, better. Okay. Just put it on a hearing mode. Don't on your camera. Just put away your phone and just listen to the lecture. That will be fine. Even is traveling all the way from Kelantan. I think he's passing through Greek now. Anyway, I appreciate your commitment. And likewise to all the commitment, everyone here. Okay, I am so fortunate to work with all of you. It's my good fortune. And today is Vinayagar Chaturthi. Just a short story about a background of Vinayagar Chaturthi. Once, after compiling all the 4 Vedas, Vyasadeva wanted to compile Mahabharata. He wanted to compile Mahabharata. When he wanted to compile Mahabharata, after he have everything in his mind, after he saw everything, so he's already got that thing in his mind. And after that, what happened? He's looking someone to write. Okay, because he have it in his mind. He want someone to write. So while searching, and he realized that best person to write this Mahabharata is Lord Ganapati, right? Vinayagar. He's the best person to write this, compile this Mahabharata. At that time, he went and called upon Lord Ganesh, and Lord Ganesh came and he said, then both of them were like having some kind of a friendly quarrel. He said, Vyasadeva said, I'm looking for someone. Can you write as fast as I talk? Okay, he will be keep talking. Hey, you must write very quickly. So Vyasadeva asked, can you write as fast as I can talk? And Lord Ganesh replied, he said, can you speak the speed I write? All right, I write very fast. Can you speak that fast? Then Vyasadeva started to think. Then after that, Vyasadeva said, okay, now look here. The deal is like this. I will speak, but you must understand what you're writing. It is not like it's not like a typewriter like that. So whatever things I speak, you must understand. And say deal. Because sometimes Vyasadeva need to pause. So that time, during the pause time, he says something which doesn't make sense. And Lord Ganesh will be thinking, what actually he's saying? So while he's thinking, you'll take a deep breath and come back and it continue back. All right. So that, and while in that composition, what happened? That pen, they used to keep a kind of pen, right? They call Ani in Tamil. So that pen was suddenly not available. All right. He couldn't find a device to write the thing. But because of his devotion, what Lord Ganesh will do, he'll break his task. He'll break his task and he will start right. That's why he got one task broken. So he broke his task to compile this Mahabharata. And while he's compiling the Mahabharata, in this Bhishma Parva, in one of the chapter, Bhishma Parva, they slotted in this Bhagavad Gita. So the Bhagavad Gita it's actually all this composition was actually written by Lord Ganesh. And he written after understanding them. It is not simply writing. So today, on his auspicious day, Lord Ganesh, we will all, with full devotion, we will discuss chapter 5 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Okay, it is not only going to be pleasing to our heart, it's not only going to be pleasing to our mind, our intelligence, and in fact, it's not only going to please Lord Krishna, but it's also going to please Lord Ganesh. So today is a bonus day. All right. So on this day, before we start, let's offer our obeisances to all our spiritual master or preceptor, all our previous acharyas, including Lord Ganesh, and including all the people who have actually combined to make this Bhagavad Gita possible. Okay. So gratitude is very important. Gratitude shows that we are alive. So we have to offer our gratitude to all our preceptor. And so just close your eyes and just meditate that you're offering a beautiful garland of lotus flower to the lotus feet of Krishna. I mean, putting on Krishna. You are putting that beautiful flower unto Srila Prabhupada, right? And you're taking another beautiful lotus flower, lotus garland. You're taking a nice, beautiful garland. Can it be lotus or can be rose according to your imagination? All right, you're just putting it or at the feet of Krishna, and then you're taking that flower and you're adorning Lord Ganesh. You're putting it on the neck of Lord Ganesh. So in that meditation, let's invoke auspiciousness before we start our Bhagavad Gita chapter 5. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagarajadam Shahagana Raghunathan Vidam Tam Sajivam Satvaitam Savaduta Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Jaya Pataka Swaminiti Namine Namacharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayine Gaura Kadadamadaya Nagara Grama Tarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasacharistarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshapanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vignana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jwala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktira Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtai Dinatarine Rupa Nuga Viruda Pasidanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambe Rasambode Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupai Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Vir Baba Bhumestum Nidasa Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarubhauma Sri Jagannatayate Namaha Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Paditanam Pavinebhyo Vaishnavebhayo Namo Namaha. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord. They are just like desire trees who can fulfill the desire of everyone. And they are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned soul. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namni Gaurati Se Namaha Pancha Tattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Avadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Jayatam Suratau Pangur Mama Manda Matirgati Mat Sarvasva Padam Boja Radha Madana Mohanau Divyat Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadaha Srimad Ratnagaras Singhasanasto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Prashtalivi Seve Manosmarami Srimanda Sarasaram Devam Sivata Tatasita Karshan Berun Swanirgo Pirgo Pinata Yasri Estuna Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavanisari Vrishabhanustude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Om Tat Sat Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. Hare Krishna. All right, so without further delay, let's start our discussion on chapter 5. What chapter are you seeing here?
4, Prabhu.
Chapter 4, Prabhu.
How about now?
Chapter 5, Prabhu.
Okay, so okay, so let's do chapter 5. Let's take darshan from Sri Radha Krishna. Today we dedicate a program to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And also this program was inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, Governing Body Commission, and also Spiritual Master. And also I'd like to dedicate to my very beloved God brother, His Grace Anadi Jagannath Prabhu of Bengaluru Ishkon Shishadipuram. He is the creator and brainchild of the Essence of Gita program worldwide. Okay, let's look at today's Mahatmya. What it says in today's Mahatmya. It says, Bharadamrita Sarvasvam Vishnu Vaktra Vinishritam Gita Gangodakam Pitva Punarjanma Na Vidyate. So what Krishna says here, very interesting. Adi Shankara. By drinking the Ganges water of the Gita. Okay, I think yesterday I've explained why Gita is also called Ganges. Because Ganges water comes from the lotus feet of Krishna. Okay, on Trivikram, and also this the Bhagavad Gita comes from his mouth. So there's no difference. So he says, by drinking the Ganges water of Gita, the divine acquaintance of Mahabharata, emanating from the holy lotus mouth of Lord Vishnu, one will never take rebirth in this material world again. All right. In other words, by devotionally reciting the Gita, the cycle of birth and death is terminated. This place is actually not a very conducive place for civilized, for intelligent people. For the one who are intelligent, this is not the place. Example, for those who really want to enjoy their life, all right, this is not the place. Heaven is the place for them. And those who deserve to suffer miserably and suffer their all their sinful past, the suitable place for them is hellish region. Similarly, if we want to practice bhakti, the suitable place is of course in this place called earth. But again, this is not the place where intelligent people who have had self-realization, who understand themselves, who have achieved self-realization, this is not a place for them. Because they know to be born and to die is such a terrible thing to do. Okay? He knows that whatever enjoyment, whatever things that we're going to go through in this material world is not permanent. That's a terrible thing to do. My grandfather built a house. All right. He came from India in 1930s. 1930s, yeah, somewhere there. 1920s, yeah, late 20s. He came, first he became a cook. Then after that, he slowly started a business. Then he became a multi-millionaire. And he built a house. And after he left his body, after he passed away, within 1 year, the house gone. Right? So, the siblings, my father stayed away, but my father's siblings all fought for the house. And eventually the house was distinct and sold. And now the house became like a ghost house. What happened to all his sacrifice in his life? He worked so hard for it, thinking one day the sons and the grandsons, the children's all going to stay in that house. Right? So whatever endeavor that we make in this world, nothing will last. Right? Despite Mahadev have done so many things to develop this country, All right. But today, everybody thinks he's the father of, what they call? Father of development. But at the same time, now he is, people call him as father of destruction, who destroyed the peace in this country. So like this, whatever attempt that we do in this world, nothing actually lasts. Okay. Even though how much education we have, how much and education endeavor that we may have many degrees. Like the day I was seeing on video, a guy from India, he has 21 degrees. 21 degrees. He has around 7 or 8 PhDs. All right. And so and so. But he looked like a simple. So whatever things that he does, everything will end in death. So as an intelligent person, we understand this is not a place where we're supposed to be. But to get out from this place is not going to be an easy task. It's very tough. Okay. So, but here it says, but anyone who reads, right? Who, what they call, who reads and appreciate Bhagavad Gita, who studies the Bhagavad Gita very detailed, where you studies very religiously. Okay. And here is guaranteed. One will never take rebirth in this material world. You're going to, and what the word that used, right? In other words, the devotionally reciting the Gita, the cycle of birth and death is terminated. It can be stopped at once. Right? If not this, what is the other option? You build a house near the Ganga, every day you bathe in Ganga. Whether it's hot season or cold season, or whether the water is clean or whether it's polluted, you just jump into the Ganga and keep Ganga Snanam. But sometimes it's not possible, right? You cannot stay there and just go on doing that. So the another thing is at the comfort of your home, the Bhagavad Gita is there. If those who don't have a Bhagavad Gita, please do tell me. I got someone who donated a Bhagavad Gita for me, right? I can send to you. Okay. So Bhagavad Gita is very important. Every household must have one Bhagavad Gita. Every one person must hold a Gita, right? Because this Gita can save us from the greatest type of danger. So with that meditation, let's look at this understanding of Gita on this chapter. Out of so many beings who are suffering, there are few who are actually inquiring about their position. Okay, there are very few people who are actually inquiring their position as what they are, why they are put into this awkward position and so on. See, everyone are asking questions and everyone is crying in anxiety, crying in pain. Why me? Why me? Why me? Where did I go wrong? Where I did mistake? I did not do anything wrong in my life. Why this thing should happen to me? So all these kind of sufferings, usually people are lamenting. And how they are lamenting? Why me? Why me? Why me? Why me? So asking about why me, there'll be some quarter of people who have some kind of fortune, good fortune, who are very intelligent. They start to ask, what am I? First, they ask the question, why am I suffering? Why am I going through this? I didn't do any mistake in life. Why I'm going through this? Then after that, another second question they ask, actually, who am I? What am I? Why I'm here? What is my mission in life? So these kind of questions they called inquisitiveness. So they start to ask, why am I put into this awkward position? What is that awkward position? Everything that I love, everything that I appreciate, everything that makes me happy, end of the day, it perishes. All right? Everything is perishes. Actually, nothing seems to be, nothing looks meaningful. Right? So, unless one is awakened, now this is unless one is awakened to this position of questioning his suffering, unless he realizes that he doesn't want suffering. I said, I don't want suffering anymore. But rather wants to make a solution to all suffering. Okay, then one is not considered a perfect human being. What does that mean? I know I am suffering and I don't want to suffer, and I start to bring solution to the suffering. What is the solution? Enjoyment. Right? Let's open like in Gyan things, that what they call that, the gambling place. What do you call that? What is the word they use on the gambling den? Casino. Right? Let's create a casino. Let's create what they call like in Ipoh, they started this big mall, Sunway Mall, right? Then let's create something, or let's invent a new medication that can remove suffering and all it. So when we start to solve the problem for the suffering, we are actually not a perfect human being, right? Because we know eventually we cannot get rid of that suffering. Okay, but the humanity begins when this sort of inquiry is awakened in one's mind. So the means is, but still the humanity actually begins when we start to have this kind of question in mind. So the Brahma Sutra, in the Brahma Sutra, this inquiry is called Brahma Jignasa. That means Atato Brahma Jignasa. I am not this body, but I'm a spirit soul. How? Every activity of the human being is to be considered a failure. Okay? Every activity of the human being is to be considered a failure. Okay? Because if you look at it, what creation of human being lasted? There's so many creations. From the steam engine, railway track, steam engine. So it's just keep on talking about trial and error, perfecting. And despite that, there's a railways that started around 200, 250 years ago. Till today, they are perfecting. There's still railway accidents. The flight, which is considered despite of the latest, still the plane crashes. Right? So we are all trying to perfecting, but end of the day, nothing becomes perfect. Everything end of the day becomes fail. All right. So every activity human being is to be considered a failure unless he inquires of the nature of the absolute. Therefore, those who begin to question why they are suffering and where they came from and where they shall go after death are proper student of understanding Bhagavad Gita. That's a proper understanding of Bhagavad Gita. The sincere student should also have firm faith, firm respect for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Such a student was Arjuna. Chapter 5, Karma Yoga, action in Krishna consciousness. 5.1, Arjuna Vacha, Sanyasam Karmanam Krishna, Punaryogam Cha Sankshasi, Yachreya Etayor Ekam, Tanme Bruhi Sunischitam. Arjuna said, "Oh Krishna." Now he's again confused. Because he said, Arjuna said, "Oh Krishna, first of all, you asked me to renounce. And then again, you recommend to work with devotion. Now, can you tell me definitely which
Not
is
even like a normal headache, it's a migraine. Like
Only
only one side of my eyes hurt.
Okay. Unmuted. Now, before that, there was a scenario. Krishna said to renounce or work in intelligence, which is, can you tell me decisively? Right? But here in chapter 5.1, Krishna is asking a question. You recommend, first you said, ask me to renounce work. Okay, and then you recommend work with devotion. Okay, now can you tell me definitely? So he says, can you tell me definitely? That means he wants straight answer. Which one of two is more beneficial? I mean, to renounce work or to work in devotion, which is, tell me. 5.2. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Sanyasa Karma Yogascha Nishrayasa Karahubau Tayostu Karma Sanyasa Karma Yogo Vishishyate. So the personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation work and work in devotion are both good for liberation. Yes, both good. That means renunciation of work or work in devotion. Both are good for liberation. But then Krishna says, but of the two, work in devotion service is better than renunciation of work. So giving up the work and staying idle is good, but at the same time, engaging all your work in devotional service is good. But among both, Krishna suggested work in devotional service is better. It's better to do that than renunciation of work. 5.4. Sankhya Yoga Pratag Bala Pravadanti na Panditaha Ekamapyastita Samyak Ubayor Vindate Param. One, only the ignorant speak of devotional service as being different from analytical study of the material world. Those who are actually learned say that he who applies himself well to one of these paths achieves results of both. So this is only an ignorant speak of devotional service, which is Karma Yuga, has been different from analytical study of the material world. So that means only the ignorant people say, when you are in devotional service, you must refrain yourself from this analytical study, the scientific study, the material world. You must stay away from this. You only must remain there. All right. And Krishna says, these are the people who are ignorant. But those who actually learn it, the learned people say that when you apply both, that means you apply the matter into spirituality, all right? Well, this path achieves the result of it. That means these are the people who achieve the perfection. Are you all following me on this? Anyone of you confused?
Actually, I confused a bit, Prabhu.
Very good. That's the thing. If you're confused, you must immediately tell me you're confused. Then I can help you further. See, there are some people say, if you are in spiritual life, you should give up your material life. Are you following me, Sriram?
Yes, yes.
Right. That means, in other words, I become a sadhu, or I become a spiritual person. So I give up my house, I give up my car, I go and stay in the monastery. Okay. If you stay in monastery, that means you renounce everything. You just wear one robe and be like a Dava Munivar, and you go and sit in the monastery. Ashram is the best. Okay. Some say that. Okay. Because they say if you go into monastery life, you will, that means you are giving up your material life, your material understanding. That means you're not bothered about study about material. They don't read, they just stay away from the material science. Sankhya Yoga.
Yeah.
Okay? So they say that's the best thing. So what Krishna says here, these kind of people are called ignorant. Okay. And then he said that actually the learned one is the one who applies both. He go into spiritual life. At the same time, he utilizes the material assets. You understand?
Same like Krishna also, Prabhu.
Okay, like example.
Like Krishna also, he was doing his responsibility in the material world when he came here as a husband, as a son, as a brother, as a best friend for Draupadi Ma, everything he did. But at the same time, he was very focused within him. He knows who he is, and he also teach us how to reach him through Bhagavad Gita. So
Okay.
he's telling us, he showed how we can live to us, and he asked us to reach him through Bhagavad Gita.
All right. That is a very wrong understanding. That is
Okay,
very
Prabhu.
wrong. You know why? Everything that Krishna does is spiritual.
Okay.
We have read that in chapter 2. Fool derides me when I descend in the form of a human. So when he came in the form of a human, I think it's not there. I think it's further down. I think the following verses. Anyway, so what it says is, right? Everyone thinks that he come to the material world. Yes, of course. But when he come here, he's transcendental pastime. Example, the pastime in Dwaraka, the pastime in this Mathura, in Vrindavan, all right, even in Kurukshetra, everything that around him is all spiritual. Because Krishna is omnipotent, omnipresent. Okay?
Oh,
So,
yeah.
but what actually Krishna is explaining here, like some people, when they, okay, example like this, say like, for instance, you become very spiritual. You are a college student, right?
Yes, Prabhu.
What subject you're doing?
Accounting.
Accounting. Okay. One day you become accountant. Okay. You may work in a bank, or you may start your own accounting business. All right. Or you work with some kind of audit company. Yes or not?
Yeah, Prabhu. Either. Yeah.
You want to practice bhakti. You want to practice bhakti seriously. So
Yeah,
as
Prabhu,
accountant,
of course.
how can you practice your bhakti seriously? Right? Because bhakti takes 24 hours, right? You need to take a 24 hours practice. It is not like you practice every 1 hour, 2 hours a day. So bhakti takes 24 hours, full-time practice.
Yeah.
Are you following?
Yeah, Prabhu, I'm following.
Now the thing is, say a company comes to you and give you a company, to audit. You are doing their balance sheet. You're auditing the company for taxation. All right. And that company, say, is involved in some kind of manufacturing, exporting, importing, manufacturing. Okay, so you are looking at the amount of salary they gave away among all the expenses and everything. You're balancing it up, and you're auditing and you're sending to the for taxation. Yes or not?
Okay.
That's supposed to be a job.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, Prabhu.
that devotional service.
Uh, Actually, it is my responsibility as an auditor. It is
Your
not
job.
yeah.
Responsibility.
It is not devotional
that-
service.
So that's your job, right?
Yeah.
Your job is devotional service. No. Yes. Your job is not
Yes.
devotional. Correct or not?
Yes. But I
Correct.
want to be devoted.
Yeah, exactly. Now the second thing. Now you now for your job you need to have a say like you get a job. You definitely will buy a car. Definitely you'll buy a
Yeah.
car. Okay, what kind of car you going to buy? Example, you buy whatever brand car you buy. Is it buying the car is devotional service? No. You're
No,
buying
Prabhu.
you work comfortably and do your job and come back home safely. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Weekend, every after you finish your work, you come back home, maybe you chant your rounds, you just do little puja and take prasadam. And every Sunday you come and do your program, and that's it. So that means, in other words, you are a part-time devotee and a weekend devotee, but other than that, you are fully engaged in your business, your job, and your family. Yes.
Yeah, Prabhu.
So what is mentioned in this verse is that means we are making a separation between your job and your devotional life. We are putting a distinction. So that means
Okay.
if those people who break these two up, right, it is in ignorant. All right. That means
Oh, okay.
you're engaging part-time in devotional service, you can never achieve perfection. That is ignorant. So what Krishna says here, but those who know how to apply both, they call Yukta Vairagya. Example, you're going to work, all right? But your work has got nothing to do with devotional service. And if for that you buy a car, you go to work and come, right? So end of the month, you get your salary. You take your salary and you engage yourself in Krishna conscious. Okay? You come and bring the salary and say, okay, now I like to sponsor a few sets of Bhagavad Gita. And I would like to take the books and start to distribute. Okay? You come back home from work. You take the same car that you used to go to work and you go to someone's house and just say, can you please read this Bhagavad Gita? It's very important for you. It's going to help you. Right? So what happened? The car, which is material for you bought for the use of this, go to work. Now you're engaging it for Krishna service. You're engaging the car, taking the car coming to temple. You're engaging in Krishna service.
Yeah,
You are
Prabhu.
to carry a devotee and go there and there. You are engaging it. Then end of the month, you get a salary. Example, you get 10,000. You take 5% of it, 500. You take 500 and just give it to use for propagation of Krishna consciousness, to engage in devotional service. All right, you give the money maybe to buy vegetable or to renovate the temple, whatever. Then after that, use your talent as an accountant in helping the temple, maybe to audit some accounts, this and that. So what happened when you give the money to devotion for the devotional service, say the 5%, your entire income becomes purified.
Yeah,
All right.
Prabhu.
Remember in temple when how they do offering?
Yeah, you explained this. Yeah, exactly.
They don't bring the whole pot of rice and put in front of Krishna, yes or not?
Yeah.
Similarly, when you take a small portion of your income and offer it to Krishna, your entire income becomes purified. And what is the source of that income? Is your job as accountant. So while you are sitting and doing some auditing work for a company, manufacturing company or from trading company or whatever things which is doesn't this thing, your engagement, even though you're sitting and doing that balancing, that is considered a devotional service. So that means you are a full-time devotee engaging in Krishna conscious activity. You understand? But when a person who separates both is ignorant. That's why it says only the ignorant speak. Devotional service, which is karma yoga, as different from analytical study, the material world. Right? But those who are actually learned say that he who applies himself well in both activities, they achieve the result of both. I mean, you still maintain your job, you still got a thing, and still you're engaging in pure devotional service. Pure devotional service is not something that you sit and meditate and become a mendicant. You got it?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Very good. Okay. Now let's look at 5.6. What he says? Sanyasastu mahabaho dukkha maptum ayogataha yoga yukto munir brahma na chire nadi gacchati. See, merely renouncing all activities. Why Krishna is keep talking about renunciation? Because Arjuna want to renounce. He want to renounce everything and go into the jungle. He said, I doesn't want anything. I don't want this property. I don't want anything. Let them have it. That's renunciation. All right. So what Krishna says, merely renouncing all activities. That means simply giving up all activities and yet not engaging in devotional service. That means like renounce everything and go into the jungle and meditate. Like the rishis, renounce everything, go to the Himalayas, go into the cave and sit and meditate. All right. That means merely renouncing all activities, just give up everything, but not engaging in devotional service. Okay. Of the Lord cannot make one happy. That's why when you look at this face here, the sadhus, all the people, all the monks, I mean, all the people who are sitting at agoris, all the rishis who are meditating in the forest and jungle, they look very angry and ghastly. Why? Because they're suppressing themselves. Right? Because we must understand the desire is like energy. The more you suppress, what will happen? It will explode. Right? So what Krishna says, use that energy, engage in devotional service. Don't try to restrain it. So the rishis are, the yogis, the rishis are trying to suppress it. So he says, merely renouncing all activities and yet not engaging in devotional service of the Lord cannot make one happy. But a thoughtful person, intelligent, the one who can think, engage in devotional service. When they simply engage in devotional service, can achieve the supreme without delay. That means from you becoming a monk like this, sitting in the forest and meditate, or in Himalayas cave and meditate, you rather become like this person who happily walk on the street and chant Hare Krishna. So this person achieves perfection faster and more efficiently compared to this guy. Are you all following me on this?
Yes, Prabhu.
Very good. Okay. Now, let's look at 5.7. So in 5.7, Krishna says, Yoga yukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriya sarva bhutatma bhutatma kurvanapi na lipyate. What he says here? One who works in devotion, who is a pure soul, and who controls his mind and senses is dear to Krishna, dear to everyone. And everyone is dear to him. Though always working, such a man is never entangled. So what he says, one who works in devotion, right? When we work in devotion, that means we are engaging like cooking, cleaning, all right? Worshipping, going to the street and doing the Sankirtan Yagya, distributing Bhagavad Gita, chanting Hare Krishna, reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. That means this is called working. You are engaging in some activity. So one who, and these works are called working in devotion. You like to read something, you're reading Bhagavad Gita. You like to watch something, or you're watching something about Krishna. You like to eat something, you're eating Krishna Prasadam. You love to cook, you're cooking for Krishna. Right? You love to teach, you are gathering some small children and teaching Krishna conscious. Maybe you're doing kindergarten every Sunday. Right? You love to teach, that means you are a teacher. You take up this path of bhakti very seriously and start to teach others. You lecture. Right? Because like formerly I'm a Forex lecturer. I used to teach on Forex and DC lectures. I was thinking, okay, what can I do? So why not? Of course, I was inspired very much by my dear friend and also my Siksha Guru. What is his name? Pran Govinda Prabhu from America, Alachua. He was my biggest inspiration. He said, use that talent. Just use it. So that means what you have when you are applying it devotion, that is you are working in devotion. So by doing that, what is the possibility that person becomes a pure soul? Okay, one who will become a pure soul. And who is the pure soul? Who controls his mind and senses. Right? Who can control his mind, control his senses, agitation. Okay? When this person is considered very dear to everyone. They are very dear to everyone. And everyone is very dear to him. Then, though he is working, such a man is never entangled. Even though he's engaged his work and everything, he never gets entangled. That means a person who are devotee or working outside, after work, they don't go to watch cinema. After work, they don't go for a late night pub or bar, bistro. All right? They won't force themselves to do overtime. Once the work finishes at 5, he comes back home, immediately take his bath and engage in devotional service. He will never over-endeavor, all right, to do overtime until 10 o'clock at night. All right, or work day and
அதாவது
night.
like வழி தவறி போக மாட்டாங்க.
No, not that. வழி
Okay.
தவறி அவங்க வந்துட்டு ரொம்ப பிரயாசப்பட மாட்டாங்க, அலட்டிக்க மாட்டாங்க.
Oh, okay.
Okay, because they know they are working for the sake of duty. Then after that they engage themselves in devotional service. So these people never get entangled. சிக்கிக்க மாட்டாங்க. புரியுதா? இப்ப திடீர்னு
Yeah,
இருக்கும்
Prabhu. Yeah.
இருக்கும் திடீர்னு சொல்றாங்க, ஓகே இன்னைக்கு வந்து one of my colleague is retiring, come let's have a gathering. அப்ப அந்த கேதரிங் என்ன செய்வோம், அங்க ஆட்டம் பாட்டம் கொண்டாட்டம், right? அந்த நேரத்துல பியர் விஸ்கி எல்லாம் ஓடும். Then say, hey, come on, just try la. No, I don't drink. Come on, just a little. Then say, okay, just a little. You feel very good, you know, you're very tired. Just finish. You're done. You're entangled with that habit. So இதெல்லாம் நடக்கிறதுக்கு வாய்ப்பு போறது. Okay? 10. Then example. What அது என்ன example Krishna கொடுக்க? See, what example Krishna gives? Brahmanyadaya karmani sangam tyaktva karotiya lipyatena sa papena padma patram ivambasa. Patra means leaf. So padma means lotus leaf. So one who performs his duty without attachment. So when we do our duty without attachment, just doing duty as for the sake of it, surrendering the result unto the Supreme Lord. That means I'm just giving everything. Okay, Krishna, I'm just doing this job. The result is yours. Surrendering the result to the Supreme Lord. He's unaffected by sinful action. Look at this. He's not affected by sinful action. What example Krishna gave? As the lotus leaf is untouched by water, even though the leaf is floating on water, right? When the water goes into it, it doesn't get touched. Even though he's in the water, he's become untouched by the water. In other words, even though we are in an environment full of sinful life, we will be never affected by sin. Are you following me on this? Example, if you go around and tell people that you are a vegetarian, people look at you, what? Vegetarian? You know, being a vegetarian has now become something like a dinosaur technology, you know. When people come and ask, oh, okay, vegetarian, oh, okay. Like for instance, there's a sort of gatherings and everything, especially when because my wife is a Division 1 officer with government. Whenever she go for any meeting, seminar, they will always have a tough time to please her. Right? They have to think until they come out with this new concept. Okay, now because of the grab food and all these things. Okay. So what they do, after they come for the meeting, they call her up and says, Madam, what would you like to have? They give you the menu and they order the menu. You know, because being vegetarian is something that people cannot conceive. Vegetarian, not easy la, tough la. Right? So it's like that. So why did I say about give this example? So that means, in other words, so being vegetarian is something which is not possible, looks like it is, you know. So in other words, so this world is full of non-veg and all these kind of sinful things. Right? While you are living in this sinful environment, even though you are living in this environment, you are untouched by what? Untouched by the sin. Okay, just how the example, fantastic example, like how the lotus leaf is untouched by water, even though floating in the water. Because when you really look at this place is actually a prison house, Devi Dham. They call Devi Dham. There's a prison house. We are cast here for correction. But if we are not corrected, once we are cast here for correction, but when we don't go through the correction properly, we don't want to be corrected, we'll be thrown into a place which gives you even worse torturing. It's just like if you don't behave in the jail, they'll throw you into the dungeon. You know, the dungeon underground, they throw you into the underground, they close everything, no light, no nothing, you stay there for 1 week. You come out like a zombie, right? So already jail is a prison. Prison is already a punishment. But if you don't behave in punishment, you throw into the dungeon. Similarly, when you are here, if you don't properly behave, you are thrown into hell. After purify you through that all the burnings and whacking and suffering, you come back and you'll be thrown into that animal life. Go through that animal life again. All right, go through from whatever things, then you start to evolve, you come to the human being. You come to the human being, And after you become human being, you still don't realize, throw you into the hell, send you back to the animal kingdom. You go through that cycle again and again and again, millions and trillions and trillions and billions, immemorial, time immemorial. So many times. Right? But with some good fortune, maybe we should have taken a little prasadam that thrown by the devotee. Or we might have heard some Maha Mantra. Or despite all these things, the devotees of the Lord suddenly came out and started to chant Hare Krishna and started saying, what is this Hare Krishna? Inquisitive. All right, we are not qualified. I don't have any previous birth qualification, nothing, but suddenly I heard some chanting Hare Krishna. Suddenly I start to see they look good. Suddenly I go there, they give me some food, prasadam, so tasty. Right? And I think being vegetarian is a good idea. Intellectually, I think, okay, it's better because animal got a lot of disease. Mammals, every injection they put on that animal, the mammals, will also stay in a human body because he also a mammal. Right? Then I get the idea, okay, what happened? Why I become a vegetarian? All right, because I know the animal are born from sperm, semen. They born from egg, like which is the ovary. Like we are human, they have it here, but the chicken has to put it outside. And in that ovary, the chicken start to grow. So every living entity is born through semen, through egg, and through perspiration. Right? And that example, if you eat mammals like beef and goat and all these things. So it's a product of semen of a male and ovum of a female. It turned into a form, which is and the thing start to grow with bone, marrow, pus, stool, right? Blood. With all this combination, the flesh will start to create and all this start to create. Then when the fella grew up, suddenly I just kill that fella, cut his throat, tear his skin off, and eat that flesh. And that flesh made of bone, marrow, blood. And it's a product of a semen. Can you imagine? A semen of a male and an ovum of a female combined, and the product is actually that. How disgusting. So intellectually I see, yes, that is very disgusting. And what we are eating a dead body, we are eating a carcass. But we are so demoniac, we take it and put it nice masala and everything, put some all these things, cook it so nicely. And we are eating in ignorant. And the worst ignorant, when the person who do not know how to cook and they cook the meat spoiled, they simply throw it away. Imagine the process of that animal born, grew, and everything takes so much of effort. You just mercilessly kill it, and you take the meat, you find it, or they cook it wrong thing, and you just simply throw it. That is mad thing to do. So by understanding all these things, I think yuck. Being a meatarian is something which is very disgusting. So what I do? I go and become a vegetarian. So being a vegetarian, is it great? No. Even bulls and cows are vegetarian. So what's the big deal of being a vegetarian? There's no big deal of even being a vegetarian. Oh, I'm a vegetarian. So what? You're a vegetarian. That's supposed to be your natural diet. So why are you so excited about it? Right? So all these things, that means we are living. So there's some intellectual things that I know. I don't want to make my stomach as a grave for the animal. I don't want to make the stomach as a graveyard for the animal. So I rather become a natural. I become a vegan. I become a vegetarian and all this. Yeah, fair enough. So then after that, we start eating little Krishna prasadam. What is so nice? Then say, hey, can you come every Sunday and have lunch with us? Why you cook on Sunday? Come and have party with us. Sunday love feast. Every Sunday, come and join us. You come in the morning. There's be a lot of singing, a lot of dancing, and we have so much of food, so much of what they call cakes, drinks. You know, spend Sunday with us. All right? Don't cook at home. Why you want to cook? Sunday is your rest day. Why cook at home? Come and have party with us. Oh, really? Having party? Yeah. So what time should I come? If possible, come as early as 5 o'clock. Oh, that early? Yeah, you're going to spend the whole beautiful Sunday. Why bother waking up late when that's supposed to be your day? People always think, oh, Sunday is a holiday means I want to wake up very late. No. If it's holiday, it's the day that you should more endeavor. You should wake up very early and you have to spend the whole beautiful, because the day is yours without any anxiety. All right. But 5 o'clock, can I come at 10? Yes, be my guest. 10 o'clock, you can come at 10 o'clock, no problem. Right. So they come, whatever time they come, then they start to see people are singing, people are chanting. I said, you're sitting and chanting, why not you just take this and chant? What is it all about? Try and see. This kind of vibration will make you very excited. Good vibration early in the morning, good vibes. The modern people say vibes, good vibes in the morning. Okay, let me try good vibes. Wow, good. Then time for breakfast. I say, what? Oh, we have puri, we have these, we have that. Oh, so many items. At home, I only eat bread with butter. But come here on Sunday, I got so many varieties. I got puri, I got this, I got, chapati, I got all varieties. Wow, so much. And then I tell, eat to your heart content. But please keep a space because there's going to be a big lunch waiting for you. Oh, really? Okay, eat. Then after that, they say, okay, what can I do now? Okay, we all be singing and chanting and okay, we would like to go and invite people. Do you like to join us to go and invite people? Because now you knew, I want to go and invite people. Would like to come and join? Let's give this book and invite people to come. But I won't talk, but I like to follow. Yes, come, have fun meeting people. That's what fun is all about. All right, I'll follow. Go for Sankirtan. Go and give leaflet. Come, join us for Hare Krishna Love Feast, Sunday Love Feast. All right. Then after that, I just, okay, now, will you like to tell something to this person? You know something, today is the first day I came, I had a fantastic breakfast. At home, I only eat bread and butter. But today I had 11 items prepared for me for breakfast. I say, really? You must come. And I said, you'd like to come for lunch? You want to join for lunch? Or something like that. Then after that, after 1-2 hours going and meeting people, you come back. Then you do your evening, afternoon program. Then you have Bhagavad Gita class, right? Then you start to have a fantastic lunch. After you finish your lunch, you are very grateful. Then says, okay, now what you can do? Would you like to come and like clear up some of the place, It's a volunteer work. Definitely, I'm very happy. Then you do that. Then after that, he says, okay, now, what should I do now? Read Bhagavad Gita and chant Hare Krishna. Through that mercy, also a person becomes a devotee. Because we know that we are in a tank of nasty. That means we are in a pond of, we are in a very nasty, dirty pond. We are just, of course, we can't see because we are living inside the air pocket. Everything is air around us, oxygen and everything, we're breathing and everything. But this place is full of pollution, full of sin. But you going to stand out alone? An example is this. When one performs his duty without being attached, and whatever things I do, I just simply surrender to Krishna. Krishna is yours. When people praise you, you're not going to get carried away. Padita Tarna, you're fantastic, you did a good job. Yes, no, I don't care because I've surrendered everything to Krishna. And Padita Tarna, you're such a great fool. You're an idiot. You think you're so great, you did mistake. I say, oh, I suppose you'd be very disheartened. I say, no, I've already offered this result to Krishna. So actually the result, whether good or bad, is all belong to Krishna. I'm just an instrument. So by just surrendering the result, is unaffected by sinful action. He doesn't get carried away. When people come and praise, you start to float. All right, you start, I'm great. Then with that ego, you go and fall. When people scold you, you become so disheartened. Like in Tamil, they start to sing the song, Valve Mayam, Valve, when they go drink and go to smoke or whatever. We don't get attached. I'm not going to get upset. I'm not going to be happy. That's why you're not unaffected by sinful reaction. Okay, you all got this? Now let's look at 5:12. Okay, before we go to 5:12, it's already 8:30. Would you like to take a short break? Just 2 minutes break? Okay. Yes, Vaishnava Kripa Prabhu, you want to say something? Yes. Okay.
I think he mistakenly
I just
pressed
say, okay, we take a rest.
Oh, okay, Prabhu. 8:35. Let's
Okay.
take 2 minutes because we're going to have. Okay, today is Saturday, so I hope we can take a little longer time. And today is the auspicious day to speak Bhagavad Gita the whole night until morning. Of course, I'm not going to do that. I'm trying to make it fast. So let's take break so that you can relax your mind, fresh and come back. Okay, short break. Hare Krishna. Okay, so we understand this, how that Despite we living in this material world, we can be untouched by the seed. Okay. So just like Padma Patram Evam Basa, that means unaffected by, just like lotus leaf is untouched by water, even though it is in the pond. 5:12. Yukta karma palang tyakva shanti mapnoti naishtikim ayukta kama karena pale shakto nibadyate. Somebody was not muted. Everyone muted? Okay. In 5:12, what Krishna says here, the steadily devoted soul, that means the steadily devoted soul attains unadulterated peace. What does it unadulterated means? Adulterated means which is spoiled. Example, when we see the food is adulterated, that means the food is got something mixed. Right? There's some pollutant thing, some dirty things mixed in that what in adulterated. That means it's mixed. Okay. So that means he said when a soul attains unadulterated peace, that means the peace which is not affected. That means there's nothing that can bother us. Complete peace, all right? Unadulterated. So the steadily devoted soul attains unadulterated peace because he offers the result of all activities to me. Can you imagine? That means a steady devoted soul, they offer all that result of his activity. All right, his job is this and everything. He just offer everything to Krishna. He achieves unadulterated peace. Whereas a person who is not union with the divine, that means a person who is not devotion, who are karmi, okay, and this person who is greedy for the fruits of his labor becomes entangled. All right, just like I do my job, I earn, I just keep it to myself and I just enjoy. All right, I get this, okay, I get promotion. All right, like recently that all the government servants are promoted. All right, promoted in the sense of salary increase, what 15-20% or something like that. When the increase of salary, there looks like a big hike, right? People will be earning extra maybe 1,000 to 2,000 or 500 to 1,000, whatever amount. Like example, a person get increase of 1,000 ringgit. So when this thing happened, when the government announced they're going to increase the salary for the civil servant, all right, few days later you see all the banks come out and start to offer some kind of loan. Right now you can see there's a lot of companies are saying, why not you buy all the furnitures, all the things, you just pay as little as 50 ringgit or pay 100 ringgit, right? Because you got a salary hike. So the hike of salary, that nobody talk about how you can save the money. They immediately say how you can spend it, right? Then you start to see that cars, all the cars and vehicles are coming in promotion. You trade in your car and get a better car. Or I'll give you a good bargain for your used car. So that means even when you get a pay hike, all right, and that money, when we don't dedicate to, so what the Karmi will do, oh, I got 1,000 ringgit pay hike. Why not I go and take another 100,000 loan, whereby I'm going to pay monthly around 900 to 1,000. Right? And I take the money, what I will do? I'll do this, I'll do that, I enjoy here. No, maybe I like to go on a vacation. I would like to renovate my house. I would like to buy gold. Or why not I change my car? So end of the day, after they do all these things, you know what will happen? They will become entangled with that higher purchase or that loan and all these things, they become stuck. And eventually one day they cannot service the loan, they are in dilemma. You understand this example? I'm just giving an analogy. All right. Any questions? Do you all understand this? Okay. All good?
Good, Prabhu. Prabhu, but in this case, I am confused. Like the becomes entangled, right? So, I understand the first phrase, but when Sri Krishna said, whereas a person who is not in union with the divine, who is
Okay.
greedy for the fruits of his labor, becomes entangled. Entangled in the sense is like, when he always wants the pal for whatever he did, like the consequence for whatever he did, like the good consequence, he is like expecting something and end up he will
either suffer because he didn't get it, or he will be very happy because he get it, and then
Okay.
he will something like that, right?
Example, you see the photo here. You see the photo on top. You see the second photo at the bottom.
Yeah.
What happened? Because of these people who do not surrender or they engage their self in devotional service, the whole family sit and stuck to the phone.
Oh, okay.
So when they
Okay.
stick to the phone, immediately they're going to do some nonsense. They're going to purchase something, and they are too much in social media, and until they can get trapped. The children becomes the eyesight problem. Then after that, they can be scammed, can be hacked, and all these things. They become entangled. Sikkikirathu. Entangle means sikkirathu.
Okay. Sikkikolda. Okay.
Sikkikolrathu. Okay. Good. That's a good question. 13. Sarva karmani manasa. Sarva karmani. All. Karmani means activity. Sarva karmani manasa. Sanyasyaste sukang vashi. Navadvare pure dehi. Naiva kurvan nakarayan. When the embodied living beings, what is embodied? Embodied means a living being which lives in this embodied. That means they are in this material condition. Okay. When the embodied living being controls his nature, he controls his nature and mentally renounce all action. That means he controls his nature. That means his nature. That means he controls his environment. That means he don't let this kind of sense gratification and all this. He controls it. And in mentally, in his mind, he renounces everything for Krishna. That means he has no expectation. Whether good or bad, he just leave it to Krishna. Okay. He resides happily in the city of 9 gates. What is that 9 gates? The material body.
The one that you always tell us, Prabhu.
Which one?
The 9 gates is like our ears, our nose,
Yeah.
our mouth.
So the 9 gates means it's the 9 holes in the body. We have 2 eyes, nostril, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and anus and genital. So total there's 9 holes in the body. All right. So they say Navadvare. Nava means 9. All right. So that means we are living in the city of 9 gates. That means we are living in a body with 9 holes. All right. So okay. So that means even though he mentally renounced all, he resides happily in the city of 9 gates. So neither working nor causing work to be done, because he have totally renounced everything. He gave everything to Krishna. See, how's that environment today? Is it nice at night?
At night,
today?
it's very good, Prabhu.
Oh, now, today. You're in Ipoh, right?
No, I'm in Taiping. It's
Taiping.
good in night, but it's very, very hot in morning.
No, what I'm asking you, how is the weather now in Taiping?
It's normal weather, okay.
Okay. But okay, like what is happening in Ipoh now? Ipoh is drizzling and there's a very cold breeze is coming. I'm talking
Wow.
about now it's drizzling, it's drizzle, and there's a cold breeze. It's so nice. The environment out there is so nice. But yesterday, it was extremely hot. And if you watch that yesterday's video of mine, you can see that I'm perspiring. Right? It's extremely hot. It's not very comfortable. So yesterday night, I didn't pray for an environment that like this today. And neither today I'm praying so that this environment will last every night. So when yesterday was very hot, today is very calm and beautiful, nice, very cold, nice weather. And similarly, tomorrow, maybe the hot weather will come back again. And the day after tomorrow, the cold weather will come back again. So that means the suffering and enjoyment, we do not need to ask. At that time, the suffering will come and it will go. The enjoyment will come and it will also go. You know, in Indians, usually we say, idum kadandu pogum, right? This shall pass. But we forget to understand, even the happiness also shall pass. How
True,
that
Prabhu.
misery comes to us will pass. At the same time, the happiness will come, also will pass. So that means when a person who are under control of his nature, he doesn't get affected and he's mentally renounce everything. He just dedicate everything to Krishna. So he lives happily, neither working nor causing work to be done. That means it doesn't matter whether he's working or causing work to be done. Nothing will affect him. 18. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shunichaiva Shvapakecha Pandita Samadarshana. All right. Now is what's the girl's name? Yesterday she asked a question. Krishi, are you here? Krishi. Okay, Krishi, are you here?
Yes, Prabhu, I'm here.
Okay, now let's look at this verse. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shuni Chaivashva Pakecha Pandita Samadarshana. Samadarshana with the equal sign. Pandita means the learned one. So he says the humble sage, humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, elephant, and a dog eater outcast. That was the question yesterday you asked, yes?
Yes, something similar related to caste.
You asked about caste, yes? Does the
Yes.
caste actually? But now you see what Bhagavad Gita Krishna says. A humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, when a person gets true knowledge, that means understanding Bhagavad Gita is a true knowledge. You see everyone with an equal vision. Wow, how you see? You see a learned person, you see a learned Brahmana. All right, you see an elephant, you see a tiger, okay? A dog, you see the dog and the dog eater, outcast. Outcast means Chandala. Remember yesterday the word I used, Chandala, remember?
Yes, remember.
So that means a person who are learned, they see everyone equally. So do you think that Sanatan Dharma promotes caste system?
No,
Nope,
Prabhu.
it doesn't.
So you must memorize this verse. In your thesis, you can write this verse, 5.18. Okay, Rishi?
Okay, thank you very much, Prabhu.
Take a photo of this or write down somewhere. If you have a Bhagavad Gita, you put a point or there's a string there, put the string there and make sure that 518 something you're going to refer for your thesis. All right. And the purport down there, please read the purport and just use that thing and to write your thesis. Whether in Sanatan Dharma way of life, is there any such thing called the caste system? Okay. So it's answer your question. Yesterday you asked the question, today you answered. Okay. So
Thank
that
you.
means we must have the true knowledge. When a person who sees the caste, I born from this caste, and this is my environment, and this is my background, I born from here, you know how great my family lineage. These are the people we should understand. They do not have right knowledge. They do not have a proper knowledge. Right? Because the caste system is something which is created, is a human creation. Right? It is actually a very intelligent way of doing it. When you see the person, there's a movement, ISPCA, SPCA. Okay? It's a movement to save animal. Right? They always go and propagate. You know, like last time, I'm not sure about other place, but in Ipoh, the municipality will shoot all the dogs. How about in your area? Have you seen? Whenever people complain, there's a dog, there's a lot of stray dogs, they'll come and shoot it down. Right? It's very common. They shoot them, pam, pam, pam. All right? Then after that, the animal rights movement came and says, no, you can't do it. So now they catch the dog and go and put it in the shelter and let it die naturally or something like that. But then they found out even the shelter, they also inject and kill the dog. Okay, because they want to prevent this disease called rabai, all these kind of things. Right? But at the same time, these people will bring all the dogs and keep it in shelter. And they take that the food that they feed them is from cows and chickens, fish. When you are a person who saves animal, if you are an animal right activist, you should be saying about fighting for rights for all animals. You should be fighting to stop the abattoir, the slaughterhouse. You should stop the slaughterhouse. You should say that there shouldn't be any cows, pigs, the chicken sauce has to be killed. They should fight for it. But their aim is only to fight for dogs and cats. That is Kali Yuga. So that is what they say. They don't have proper knowledge. So similarly, a man will always think about saving about, okay, this is, they build caste-based school. All right, this is this caste. This school is built by this caste. That means the person from this particular caste will be given a better access. All right. Let it be. They can be even a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. They all have this caste-based ideology. But when the sages, who the sage, the humble sage? All right, who? The one who have true knowledge, the one who understands Bhagavad Gita. Because in Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna says, we are not this body. This body is only a vehicle. There's only two possibilities. You realize you are enlightened, or you don't realize you are in ignorant. Only these two. So the one who realized it, the one who understands this kind of ideology, they yes, everything is there, everything. That means they start to see everything in an equal eye. You don't even want to kill a cockroach. Because you start to see, because the super soul present in that body. All right, that's why it's moving. The soul is there. So we come to that understanding. 19. Ehaiva jita sargo yeshang samye tirtam mana nirdosham hi samang brahma tasmat brahmani te stitaha. Those whose minds are established in sameness. That means the mind is exactly the same situation, and equanimity have already conquered the condition of birth and death. What does that mean? Sameness and equanimity, what does it mean? That means the one who do not lament when there's a suffering comes, and who do not rejoice when there's happiness comes. Or in other words, when there's a failure, they start to lament. When there's a success, they start to joy. Those who do not do any of these things. How the person can be like that? When I see the success comes in, I do not jump up and down in joyful situation. When I see something terrible, distressing happening, I don't sit and cry. I don't go into depressed situation. How we can do that? When we start to have the knowledge, when I say I am not this body, I'm a spirit soul, everything happens to me, it happens by itself. I'm not the doer. So when you come to that level, that's called the sameness and equanimity. All right? So when you come, these are the people actually conquered the conditions of birth and death. They are flawless like Brahman. And thus they are already situated in Brahman. Though that means that person has already come to the level of happiness. Look at Srila Prabhupada here. Now Srila Prabhupada here, surrounded by all the hippies. All of them learning from him. Look at the way how this lady looks like, the Mataji. Look at the face. She's high on drugs. Or maybe she's not enough sleep, or look at the face. How frustrated she looks. Right? All of them are so frustrated. Look at all their faces. All of them are so confused. They want to come and find the truth. And Prabhupada sitting here as a person in Brahman. He sits there, even though associated with all these people, he is never affected, because that is why he never discriminate. Who on that correct mind dare to go and live among the hippies? Can you go and see a bum on the street who are high on drugs or high on alcohol? You sit with him, talk to him, and stay with him. Do you dare to do that? No one. Even when we see these drug addicts or bums come near you, we will run away. Right? Sometimes we go and park the car when there's festival, like Taipusam in Ipoh, there's a festival. All these fellows will be like, all looks like thugs and all high on drugs. They come park, now give me 2 ringgit. We don't say, who are you to ask 2 ringgit? This is not your father's place. We don't say that. We are afraid they may destroy the car and I take the 2 ringgit and just, I rather don't take the risk. We don't dare. But why did Prabhupada can go there and change them? Why? Because he is that humble sage. He has the true knowledge. He sees the possibility of spirituality in every individual human being. I give you an example. It happened in New York, in France. All right? It was narrated by His Holiness Indra Yumna Maharaj, one of my Siksha Guru. Indra Yumna Maharaj was telling when he was a temple president in France, right? They were open a new center and Prabhupada was coming. So what happened? He and all the girls and boys all got together. They went and invite everybody on the street, giving leaflet. All right, there's a spiritual master who advocate, the founder of Hare Krishna movement coming. Please invite everybody. While they're giving this invitation, they give to everyone, including the bum on the road, including the beggar on the road. Everybody, they just give. So one particular bum saw that he was so attracted, he came to that temple. All right, they say free food, Sunday feast, love feast, and all this. So he came and knocked the door. Dum, 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 dum. And they opened, they got a shock to see the bum. He was so awful, so awry, very scary. Dum, dum, dum. He said, open. Yes. Food, food, And they got shocked. They closed the door and they brought some food. Said, give the food. Now get out, go away, don't stay here. Get food. And they said, how did bum came? Say, who invited you? Then he showed the invitation. Then he asked that one girl there. He said, yeah, I gave it to him. I said, come on, why did you give to the bum? And she said, I don't know. I just give to everybody. I invite everyone. All right. Then the bum went away. Then after next day, the bum returned. Knocked the door. Dung, 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 dung. Yes. Oh my God, these guys, troublesome men. Right? Give the food. I said, get out. Don't stay here. Go, shoo him away. It was so scary. Hair disheveled, never bathed for months. So dirty and smelly. Okay, give the food. Say, go away. Then again he comes. One day, they chase him away and Prabhupada arrived. When Prabhupada came, what happened? When morning they went for a walk. In the morning when they went for a walk, and that's when Indra Yumna saw in the bush, there's some papers there. And that's when he realized, oh my God, this bum is staying there. Every day he's coming and knocking for food. Oh my God, this bum is staying there. Right? Then suddenly he saw, the bum was rushing towards Prabhupada. Can you imagine? And everybody got a shock. Prabhupada's old man. Right? He's in mid-70s. Suddenly, and everybody's like, what did you say? No, pushed him away. We want to come and hold Prabhupada. They pushed him away. They whacked and kicked him away. He said, get out. Don't come near him. And Prabhupada just saw that. And Prabhupada was not affected. He just said, okay, Hare Krishna, he just walked. And everybody was shocked. Oh my God, this bum is dangerous guy. So they were just walking in vigilance. Then, after they went for a morning walk, they came back. They came back and they saw the temple room was open. The main door was open and everybody was freaked out. Oh my God. Who actually entered here? Because the pujari will be preparing the deities. You know? And they got a shock. Oh my God, who this person has actually come? Oh, and they thought, maybe are we robbed or what? Then they all panicked. When they went in, when Prabhupada went in, suddenly this bum appeared and straight away jumped and hold Prabhupada's leg. And everybody got a shock. He hold Prabhupada's leg. Can you imagine? He hold his leg. A wild bum. And Prabhupada, such a frail old man, hold his leg. And everybody say, and everybody was whacking him, kicking him, pick him. Say, no, leave it, Prabhupada. Let go. He was telling something. And you know what Prabhupada did? He took his hand and put on his head. Said, okay, my boy, it's okay. It's okay, my boy. He was petting his head. No, it's okay, my boy, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, everything will be all right. Everybody got a shock. The disciple can't even hold his feet. They haven't got a chance to hold his feet. This bum got it. And Prabhupada actually touched his head. Okay, it's okay, my boy, it's okay, my boy. Then he went and sat. And he was so nasty and smelly, he was sit right in the middle. People all stayed far away because so smelly, cannot tahan. Right? And he was giving class. Prabhupada gave class. He was sitting in the middle because high on drugs. His brain is basically gone. He was just making some everything. Then everything over. Then Prabhupada left and he said, go. They want to chase him away. I said, no. He said, then I said, no, this fellow must go on. All they want to kick him out. Then Indra Yumna Maharaj said, wait, hold on. Prabhupada have said, my boy. He said, my boy. It's okay, my boy. I think we shouldn't chase him out. He got the mercy of Prabhupada. And you know what he said? Never mind. Bring him up and clean him up. When they brought him up, shave his head and everything, when they start to wash him, they start to see how thick the dirt on his body, at least what, so dirty. They gave him a good brush, washed him so nicely, shaved his head and everything. Right? And they put a dhoti for him. When they start to put a dhoti, the dhoti for him, and the dhoti looks like a Donald Duck. The Donald Duck, how the thing when they start, because it's fat, and everybody start to laugh at him. Right? Then he was sitting in the temple, he start to do service like cleaning and everything. So they don't know what his name. He also doesn't know what his name. So they start to call him Pink Pant. The Pig Pen. Pig Pen is one of the cartoon character. When they go, there's a lot of flies will be running around his body. Right? Flying around his body. So they go in there, they just name him Pig Pen or something like that. After that, what happened? After that situation, Prabhupada received. So what did the big pen do? So big pen will be like doing all the menial service, cleaning the temple and everything, eating prasadam and everything. But his brain still not functioning well. He always talk. One day, they all wanted to go for Harinam. They want to go and distribute books. So there's a Volkswagen man, they all get ready, they put all the things. Indra Yamuna Maharaj, that time was a Prabhu, he was not a sannyas. And few of the devotees got into the thing and wanted to go to a place. In France, that time, whenever they do book distribution, they do in such a way that whenever there's people come and attack him, they have to take the car and run. Because it was illegal to do that. Right? They are always afraid of police and everything. When they see someone come, they just immediately put in the van and they just run away. There was such a risk they all took to preach. So they went and parked the van. So after they prepared all the van, suddenly they saw where's the big pen. Couldn't find him. Hey, where's big pen? He said, it's okay, he ran away. It's okay. But suddenly when they turned back, they saw the big pen was sitting right in the passenger seat in the van. I say, oh my God, big pen, you cannot do this. No. Oh my God. And he said, never mind. He goes there, he see the people, he gets freaked out, he'll run away. Because they always thinking of chasing him away. Right? He'll run away, don't worry. So when they went to the there's a storefront. It's like a supermarket. You know, there's a place where car park. They park the car there. First, they bring out all the stuff. They start to cook. They want to eat breakfast first. They were cooking breakfast and about to eat. Suddenly they saw another guy said, "Hey, Indra, you know, look there." When they looked, they got a shock. You know what the pig pen did? He took all the books, went and started approaching people. And Indra, you know, oh my God. We better get ready because when people come and like catch us, we have to prepare to run. And he said, hey, Indra, look there, what is happening? Pig pen gave one book. And that lady gave 100 euro. Then he gave another book, 20 euro. He started to distribute books and people are giving him money. And after that, he come back. And they were like so shocked. He said, then he said, after he distributed all the books, he said, hungry, food. And they give food and he start to eat. He start to eat. After he eat everything, he said, what did you tell them, Big Bang? How did you do that? What did you say? Prabhupada saved me. Prabhupada saved me. That was his mantra. His mantra was, Prabhupada saved me. But how he said it? Prabhupada saved me. Prabhupada saved me. Prabhupada saved me. And he gave the books. And after that, he took more books, he started to distribute. And eventually, he started to recover. His brain started to function. And when Prabhupada came back again, initiated him. I think his name is Sudama Das or something. I'll share that video in the group. Later you can watch. Right? He was initiated. And later, he became the top book distributor in Europe. And he came to America, he became a top distributor. He distributed books like candy. He became such a great devotee. But of course, he eventually passed away because of overdose of drugs and alcohol. Imagine. That is what, right? That is what it means. A soul that sees everyone. That means the person who have actually come to the level of sameness, equanimity, is the person who are flawless like Brahman. They don't see your fault. They see your potential as a great devotee of Krishna. They only see the potential. And Prabhupada did that right. 22. Now, what happened if we cannot control our senses? Yehi samparshascha boga dukkha yonaya evate adyantanvanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. What he says? An intelligent man does not take part in the source of misery. An intelligent man does not take part in the source of misery. Like what? Like being a daredevil, do all this kind of nonsense. He doesn't take part in the source of misery that's going to trouble them, which are due to contact with material senses. All the things that we are doing is because we want to see something, we want to hear something, we want to taste something. But now there's a new term they call adrenaline rush. I want to jump from the cliff so I can feel the adrenaline. But actually, you are just satisfying your senses, right? So, which are due to contact with material senses. O son of Kunti, such pleasures have a beginning and an end. Such senses, there's a beginning start, and of course, the happiness also will end. And so the wise man does not delight in them. Therefore, anything not permanent, The intelligent men do not take happiness from them. Okay, let's look at this example here, the photos. This is called the moth. Okay, in Tamil we call isel. All right, it's a kind of fly that appears at night. And where the flies, this kind of moth attract, it attracts to the what they call to the light or fire. So that means their sense gratification is eyes. When they fly, light, they go into the fire, they die. They get burnt to death. All right. The cause of their death is due to the sense of eyes. This is a kind of what they call I don't know what they call hare. I think H-A-R-E, hare. It's a kind of in Tamil Malay we call seladang, or some kind of deer or some kind of animal. This animal, you know how they attract them. A good hunter will attract them through the flute. They play the flute, and this animal will get attracted to the flute, and they start to follow where the flute, and the expert hunter will catch it. So this animal dies because of the sense of hearing. Now, can you see this hole here? What is inside the hole? Elephant. How you trap an elephant? You make a hole, you cover the hole, and you put a she elephant there, a female elephant. Suddenly the male elephant says, hey, who is this sexy girl? Get so attracted. Because for the sense of touch, sex, you run after, boom, fall into the ditch, finish. Then after that, they catch the elephant, they tame the fleur and send to circus. Now, you look at the bee. The bee, all right? The bee is always the sense of smell. It always like to go to the place where there's a fragrance. So there's a lotus, there's a kind of fragrance, and the bee will go into that fragrance, go to the lotus flower and start to drink and enjoy the fragrance and become so intoxicated. At night, when the lotus flower closes back, the bee dies inside. So the bee dies due to the sense of the smell. And now let's look at the fish. In a pond, the fish has naturally have everything. It doesn't need to think about aspiring for something external food or something like that. But the fish is always greedy because the fish, the sense of tongue is very strong. So suddenly when the person throw the bait and suddenly the fish is, whoa, a delight, a worm. I've not seen this. I'm a foodie. I want to eat straight away. And the fish dies because of the sense of tongue. So this is how the 5 different animals, living entities, dies because of their sense gratification. Right? Okay. 23. Shaknoti haivaya shod shaknoti haivaya suddum praksharira vimokshanat kama krodo bhavang vegam sayuktasa sukhi naraha. So before giving up all this, before giving up this present body, Krishna says, before giving up this present body, if one is able to tolerate the urges of material senses, that means before we leave this body, that's why we take a lifetime preparation. It's a take a lifetime preparation for what? So that we could be able to tolerate the urges, all right, the urges of material senses, and check the force of desire. And checking the force of desire and anger, he is well situated and is happy in this world. All right. Example, before giving is one who tolerate the urges of material senses. There's one story I think I read about this from Akbar. Okay, there's one, the Mughal king of India. He came and went and asked a great, what do you call, he asked what do you call the educated guy, you know. He asked, what is something that a man cannot give up? He said, the sense of lust. He said, lust? Yes. Even the man will be lusty, even how old he gets, or even at the time of death. Even how the time of death, the man will always remain lusty. They cannot give up. He said, are you sure? Where got such thing? The king asked. And the educated man says, never, I'll take you to one place. Come. There's one man going to die, one old man going to die. Let's go and pay him a visit. He said, okay. But the educated man says, but when you come, make sure you bring your princess, a very beautiful princess. Bring her over. He said, okay, told the princess, come and follow me. So when he went and see the men who are dying, the king went and paid that prayer. He said, oh, okay, thank you for coming. Suddenly, when the princess appeared, suddenly, wow! Even at the old age, beautiful. Oh, so attractive. And he died. Then he says, yes, you are right. Even at the final moment, the sense of this thing is still there. The reason that we fall into this material world is because of that. The sense of lust. We will discuss as we go on. 26. Kama krodha vimuktanam yati nam yata chetasam abhito brahma nirvana vartate viditatmanam. Those who are free from anger and all material desire, who are self-realized, self-disciplined, and constantly endeavoring for perfection, are assured of liberation in the Supreme in the very near future. So Krishna says, so those who are free from anger. So here the word anger, translate anger, but the Sanskrit word is krodha. What is krodha means? In Tamil also we use krodham, right? The anger which is the extreme form of anger, krodha. In Tamil we call kobam, atharam, we can use that word, but krodham na enna? Krodham na kolaveri. The anger that even wrath, yes. Also can call wrath. So that means krodha. Krodha means extremely anger. All right. So this that means the person who are free from anger. And kama, that means free from material desire. Because anger and desire can bind one person. Example, I give you a good example. Okay, this is all my sharing my personal. Many years ago, when I first started Hare Krishna in 93, and I think 94, 95. In the year 95, no, 95, 96, 97, from 97, 98, I was a full-time devotee. I was serving in SGMKL, Kuala Lumpur. So at that time, I see all these, what they call, so I was there practicing as brahmachari. And there's a devotee called Mahavaraha, who was a brahmachari, and Siva Chaitanya. Prabhu, both of them do this prison preaching. They used to go to that prison. There's a newly opened prison. Formerly the prison of Kudu prison. They moved to Kajang. There's a new prison. So they invite all the people from all religious organizations to come and do some moral, ethical talk. So they went. So Mahavaraha and this what they call Siva Chaitanya both went. And they saw me there. They say, hey, you want to follow us or not? I said, yes, definitely. I would like to see how the prison looks like. Okay, we followed. When we followed, we went to the prison. In that prison, we thought, it's all prisoners. What they know. So we just give a very surface kind of talk. And because it's the first time you're doing, we don't want to go into detail. You know that we are here, these three modes of material nature, we are suffering. And suddenly one man with a long beard, looks very gory, scary. Suddenly he just raised his hand. Then he said, Mahavaraha said, yes, you have any question? Say yes. And suddenly he asked a question. 3 of us become dumbfounded. He said, according to Prabhupada, he said, like this, I've forgotten what the question he asked. He said, according to Prabhupada, he said, this. But I understand like this. So now, when we compare what Prabhupada says and what is my understanding, can I take it like this? And Mahavaraha got a shock, and Siva Chaitanya got a shock, and I was like, Then we realized an educated man was sitting
Prabhu,
there.
I want to ask. That time you was very young, Prabhu.
Yeah, I was so young.
Oh, because now I feel like you really evolved a lot. Like whenever I ask question, you always have the right explanation to tell to us. That's why I wondered. Even you also got stunned with the question.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we are all learning. Nothing is of course, we are reading and listening to a lot of lectures, right? So this guy suddenly asked a question. 3 of us were stunned. See, my God, this is what I'm talking about 20 over years ago, 20 plus years ago.
Mm.
Then he says, 97 lah. 97, how old were you? Were you born that year?
No, Prabhu, we didn't born yet.
Okay. So when he asked that question, all of us were shocked. Then after that, we became more serious and we spoke. And all of them, I started to understand. They were busy. Then I couldn't keep quiet. And I asked, can I ask you a question? He said, yes. Why you end up here? You look so intelligent. You're so brilliant. It looks like you have studied you understand the philosophy. You studied Prabhupada books and everything. But what made you to be here? What went wrong? He said, you know what? Well, we were sitting, we were having a chat. Suddenly my friend said something very nasty about my wife or my mother or something like that. I got angry and just gave him a tie slap and he just dropped it. So he was charged murder without intention. Patirnu utte, patarnu poita. He used that word. Patirnu utte, patarnu poita. Settita. I said, "Ayyo, apra enna thukki ulukku pottanuga." Then after that he used this word. Manithan soolnalai kaidi. Right? The man is a victim of circumstances. So what happened? Even how educated, how this thing, we cannot control the anger. We are done. And we cannot control the material desire. We are also done. But what happened when we can control these both? Who are the people who are self-realized? Okay, I think maybe tomorrow we discuss about that, because I'll draw the thing and I start to show, differentiate the mind, intelligence, everything. So you understand. Who are self-realized? And how the self-realization comes? Who are self-disciplined. And what is a discipline? Discipline is to chant Hare Krishna every day. That's it. And to read Bhagavad Gita daily. Because Bhagavad Gita is alive. You read Bhagavad Gita, you chant Hare Krishna. That's only discipline you need to do. Others will come. Don't worry. Oh, I cannot give up my non-vegetarian. I can't give up my alcohol. I cannot give up my bad habits. It's okay. Don't endeavor to give that up. That's not important. That's material condition. Because Krishna says, if I favor you, I will come with the torch, that, the torch, obor, the torch like fire. There's a stick with the fire. I'll bring the torch of knowledge and remove the darkness born of ignorance. It will happen by itself. Krishna will remove that. The only thing that you should pay attention is to what activity you can do. Chant daily, read Bhagavad Gita daily, and distribute Bhagavad Gita history. Then constantly endeavoring for perfection. So always try to check and that's why I ask you to make your journal. What have I done today? Okay, and based on understanding of Bhagavad Gita, what I should not have done, how I should not react. Because when the same scenario comes in, oh, okay, I shouldn't do this. All right, the same scenario, okay, the same scenario I did yesterday and I end up like that. But today the same scenario happening, so I have to refrain my. So that is how your endeavor for perfection. So these kind of people are assured of liberation in the supreme in near future. So Upadesha Amrita, this is something that's very interesting. All right, what Krishna, this is for Rupa Goswami. He said this very important. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jiva vegam udaro pasta vegam etan vegan yo visaheta dhiraha sarvam apimam prithvim sa shishya. What is this? Vacho vegam, the urge of speech. Manasa, the agitation of the mind. Krodha, uncontrolled anger. All right? This is a sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak. Right? So today, if you speak, the next day, what do? You write in a journal. So suddenly when a situation comes and the urge to speak comes, I know I need to refrain from speaking. This is why you do check your balance. Anyway, so a sober person who can tolerate, because the urge will come. You cannot control the urge. You just tolerate the urge. Just tolerate. I'm not going to pay attention to you. Tolerate the urge to speak. The demand, the mind's demand. The action of anger, krodha. The urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world. When you see the mind, the tongue, the belly, and the genital are all in same line. Okay, you see the photo here? All right, the urge of speech, the tongue, and the genital. Straight line. Can you see? Straight line. So what you should do first? Which department you should control first? Mind, something you cannot control. Because the mind is very powerful. You cannot superficially control. The belly, the demand of the belly. How could you, and how are you going to curb the demand of the genital? All starts from the tongue. When we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. What happened? So this chanting will create, okay, when you start to chant, the purification starts from here and slowly goes up and slowly comes down, the whole situation will start to get purified. Everything will start. It's all vibration. So when everything will start purify, and you become perfect. The purification happens from the tongue. Okay. So we should start chanting first. Others, it will happen by itself. 5.29. Bhoktaram yakna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhirdam sarva bhutanam nyatva mam shantim richati. Now what Krishna says here. A person in full conscious of me, knowing me to be the ultimate beneficiary. Okay, is the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifice and austerity. Okay, all the sacrifice, all the fire sacrifice, all the austerity, actually he is the beneficiary. The supreme lord of all planets and the demigods. And the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities. All right, he's a well-wisher for all living entities because everybody is getting their food, everything in their installment. Right? Attains peace from pangs of material miseries. They attain peace from pangs of material miseries. But here I would like to highlight this one thing that makes me very interested. That is the Supreme Lord of all the planets. All right. Sarva Loka Maheshwara. Right? When we look in our life, there are so many situations happening, especially astrologically. Mr. 7.5 sitting in one place, staring at another fella, and that fella will become very agitated and reacting, and you see your life becomes upside down. Yes or not? How many of you like to go and see an astrologer? Astrologer says, Yel Rasani, finish. And the Yel
Yes,
Rasani,
Prabhu.
you know,
Me. Yeah, I know.
7.5 is okay, but 7.5 comes in a very more severe way when it comes to 2.5, Ashtamasani. The 7.5, they reduce to 2.5. Oh, Lord, fantastic. Suffering is even terrible. You know, when Chandra Desai happens, everything will start to move very slowly. Right? People will be more confused. Right? When Ragu Desai comes, you don't know, there's a lot of hidden enemies. Like that, these 9 planets are going around creating some kind of trouble for us. But what we understand here, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, when we simply surrender to Krishna and we understand that he's the Lord of all planets, I do not care what is going to be my next course of destiny. Because I know ultimately my destiny is to be the servant of Krishna. I am trying to perfect myself, perfect my devotional service. I don't care what this planet does. Right? These planets will be sitting there. I mean, of course, we have due respect. No, it's not to say that I'm trying to be funny. I'm not. The planets are more powerful than me. I'm just a small, tiny, minute. But here Krishna says, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He's the Lord of all planets. When we surrender to Krishna, just tell me logically. We don't talk emotionally. We talk scientifically. When he's the Lord of all, and when we become his servant, he becomes his devotee. Do you think the effect of that planet can fall upon us? Maybe the effect will come to you. But by the time it touches you, it becomes disabled. Just like a dog planned to run 1 kilometer race. I'll give you an example. A dog planned to run 1 kilometer race. When you start, it will run in such a way the leg don't even touch the ground. It will be leaping. It will be leaping very fast. Right? So 100 meter, 200, 500 meter, then you start to see the floor can touch the feet. Then 600, 700 meters, you can see the floor. By the time 800 meters, the floor will be tired, the floor will start walking. The last 100 meters, the floor will be crawling. By the time the floor reaches the finish line, the floor tongue will be outside. By the time it reaches that, boom, he'll faint. He'll just come to reach end line, he just rest. So like that, all the evil things, all the things that comes to you in a very fast pace, as he gets nearer and nearer and nearer, it starts to lose his momentum, start to lose his potential. It comes and here, he just come and simply touch you and go. It's like that. Sarva Loka. That's why I say, give 100% faith in Bhagavad Gita. Sarva Loka Maheshwara. We have no worries. Just simply surrender to Krishna. So, it is the final. Now in brief, let's look at this. What is karma? What is karma yoga? And what is bhakti yoga? So we're going to take the potato as an example. All right. The potato hasn't changed. The cooking process has not changed. Okay, what is the difference between these three? The consciousness. Example, what is karma? Karma means you have a potato, you want to eat it. What do? You take it, you peel it, you cut it, you fry it, then you eat it. You understand? That is karma. And what is karma yoga? Yoga means, as I say, it's a linking with God. So karma yoga means you want to eat potato. What do? You take it, you peel it, you cut it, you fry it, then you offer it to Krishna, then you eat it. But where it started, you want to eat. Okay, but you after you cook, you offer to Krishna. It's called karma yoga. And what is bhakti yoga? Bhakti yoga means you are just thinking, how can I please Krishna? How can I serve Krishna today? How am I supposed to? How can I please Krishna? Then suddenly you open your eyes, you see a potato. All right, you want to please Krishna, and you have got a potato. You take it, you peel it, you cut it, you fry it, offer it to Krishna, then you eat it. So what's the difference? Karma yoga, you have the intention to eat potato, but you don't want to incur sin, you offer to Krishna and take it as prasada. Bhakti yoga means you are always in meditation how to please Krishna, and you see you have only potato, you take it and you offer it to Krishna and you eat it. Right? So
Like
how you eat?
Mirabai, Prabhu.
I don't know about Mirabai. I've not heard about her. I've not read about her. So like that. So this is how Bhakti yoga is all about. Right? You want to do something for yourself, that is called karma. Okay, you want to do something for yourself. Right? Karma yoga means you do whatever you do, you offer it to Krishna. Okay? But Bhakti yoga means suddenly you're walking, suddenly you see one nice things. Hey, that should be nice for Krishna. Example, like this is quite often what my wife will do. Whenever she will go for shopping or what, suddenly if she sees something, hey, look at that fruit. What fruit is that? Oh, it looks so beautiful. I think our Jagannath will like it. Right? We have a Jagannath deity at home. So, that Jagannath likes this, Jagannath like that too. Always in that consciousness. This is called Bhakti Yoga. Okay. So, take the commitment. RDC formula really works. Really, really works. I'm telling you, I've been doing this program. I've trained more than few hundred people. I've seen huge transformation. At least before you can start distributing, you must read Bhagavad Gita every day. At least one verse a day. Right? So today we have finished chapter 5. I hope that you go back and read your chapter 5, right? Because today is weekend, holiday. Tomorrow is Sunday morning, also holiday. So you can make use of that moment to catch up with all your listing and to complete your Gita. So get ready for chapter 6 tomorrow evening, right? And also distribute Gita. If anyone wants it, just tell them they must have a Gita with them. And the most important is to chant. I hope you all have started chanting. But what I suggest, since you're coming for this class, I suggest try to chant 16 rounds. And you start to see, just as a sake of, what do you call, as a sake of, for the sake of experiment. Try to experiment yourself with 16 rounds and just see how you will feel. Right? It's very nice. Even the drug addicts, the hippies, all can give up their habit just by chanting Hare Krishna. Right? So that's the formula. So we open for question and answer. Is there any questions or any comment? Hare Krishna.
No, Prabhu. Today's was very perfect. I could relate. I feel like the whole chapter is made for me.
Really, yeah? I'm very happy for that. Yeah. Imagine, spoken 5,000 years ago. Maybe Krishna knew 5,000 later, Sri Ram, Ramaya will read it.
Yeah, Prabhu.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Anyone? Any question? Any feedback? Any takeaway? Anything that you think that you learned something? Okay, what do you think, Sri Ram, that is meant for you? What's something that have touched your heart?
There were many phrases. Like you mentioned a phrase where we should do something, but uh there should be always a realization where we are doing it because uh he allows us to do. If not, we could not do it. I realized that in a
Okay.
point. And then like you mentioned about the nature, right? Like
In Ipoh, now it's drizzling. Yesterday it was hot. So you like if normal people they'll be like, why la so hot? I want to pray la so that tomorrow it will be rain like that. But actually the truth is nothing is in our hand. We cannot control the nature. It belongs to him. So what we can do is we just chant and hope for the best. He knows what is the best. So I realized many things like, and then you mentioned a word, nothing is permanent. That is exactly what I experienced long time ago. I flashback for a while when you mentioned about the nature, and then about anger. I always have anger issues. Like maybe you won't realize because in ISKCON when I come there, I always feel peaceful and really happy, really blissful. Like because I always look up to Krishna as my brother. I feel him like a brother because he was always there for Balram, for Subhadra Devi, for Draupadi Ma. So I really like his stories. So that's how I attached to him. So then our Lingesh Prabhu he invited me to come, then I came. But I always have anger issues and Lingesh Prabhu knows it very well. So when I hear the story of the prisoner guy that you told, I feel like, oh my god, just a slap changed his whole life. Just a, because of his anger. Actually, the reason was not wrong, but if he controlled his anger, his life wouldn't end up like that. So, yeah, it was so inspiring, the stories that you told. Thanks to that Prabhu also, because we are hearing his story and we are learning today. So, yeah, there are so many things that I learned from the chapter today. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That means you really paid attention. I hope that every one of you have got some kind of realization. Yes. Oh, Prahlad Prabhu, Hare Krishna. I didn't notice you.
Hare Krishna, Patita Taran Jagannath Prabhu. One reflection that I have here from these chapters, especially the last slide where you shared, is that when one asks this question, what gives strength to Karma Yoga, Astanga Yoga, Gyan Yoga, etc.? You summarized it very nicely in a very nutshell. Hidden there is that the substantive basis is bhakti. Bhakti is what gives strength to each of these aspects therein. Thus, karma yoga is mishra or karma mishra bhakti, the activities that we perform because it's always a reflection in my life. Daily, the activities we are performing has karma bandhanam in it. But when it is engaged through the senses, especially the mind, which is the sixth sense within, especially focus on this Maha Mantra, as you nicely emphasize for our benefit daily. It allows other senses to also be engaged. So the activities or karma becomes transformed. It no longer becomes just for our desire. So it is like accepting a transcendental goal. Although we may not seem to be yogis in a forest meditating, we are in fact transcendental yogis, aspiring to be. So as yoga practitioner, to take us out of that karma kand aspect of life means that we have to accept a transcendental goal. So, your inspiration in this Gita Gyan, especially at the end there, of distributing Bhagavad Gita and inspiring others, that is wonderful. And it's a great aspect for all of our benefit. Just that Mishra understanding I beginning, you spoke about Nishkam Karma Yoga and Sakam Karma Yoga also. Haribol.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. You are such a great inspiration for me, even from the class of Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I've been always looking forward how we can make this Gita Gyan as a worldwide preaching effort. And thank God Krishna sent you to me. I mean, introduce you. Of course, I'm very insignificant. That I hope that you can take this up. And what language do you speak, Prabhu, in Tobago and Trinidad?
Only English, Prabhu.
Oh, only English. You don't speak Spanish or something like that?
No, no. Previously, it is known as broken English or patois, but it is very rarely spoken nowadays. It's either because of the US influence and UK influence on Trinidad, we have a more Americanized and certain words are British words we use here in Trinidad.
English, yeah. We also do the same. I see. All right, that's nice. I hope that there'll be more devotees from South America will be coming in, and you can share that slide to them and make this as a great outreach effort.
Definitely, Prabhu. I am in contact with devotees from Guyana. Guyana is very close to Trinidad, so we have that link there. And
what language they speak, Guyana?
Guyana, they speak English, but there's also a mixture of some places Hindi because there's a populace of South Indians residing there.
Oh, I see. You are somewhere in between, right? Between North America and South America, you're in between, eh?
I am closer to Venezuela.
Oh, Venezuela.
Not
And
far from Venezuela, just to have an idea, we are in the Caribbean, known as the Lesser Antilles. So closer to South America continent, which is between Guyana and Venezuela, an island of Trinidad and Tobago.
yeah. And I think because the day I was watching that, I think your capital is Port of Spain, right?
Yes.
No, because I was looking for a time mistake. Then I put Tobago, Trinidad. I couldn't find. Then I saw Guyana. Then I said, well, your capital was in what do you call Port of Spain. So that's why I thought you all speak Spanish.
Yes, we have that Spanish influence previously, Spanish, Dutch,
I
so
see.
forth.
Right. Okay, so happy. Anyone else got any reflection before we end the session?
Prabhu, I have something to say.
Yes.
So remember I mentioned that I am studying to become a teacher in the future, right? And one thing I've noticed, I think this is more to the previous chapter more than this one. Back then I was like, oh, I need to study very hard. I need to get for flat. I need to get a good pointer and everything. I had an expectation, and once I did not I did get good marks, but I didn't get the one that I expected, and I was very disappointed. I was so disappointed to the point that on my second semester I kind of gave up, and the pointer was even more bad. But for this sem, I had a realization. I was like, okay, you know what? The more we have expectation to get better marks, the more we get disappointed with it, and that impacts directly to my performance as well. So the moment I kind of detach myself from the expectation that, oh, I want to get my dean's list, I want to be known, the more I got detached, the more I got what I expected back then. The more I attracted the thing. And now when I have it, now when I have the dean's list and everything, it just doesn't matter to me anymore.
Yes. But by doing that, you're not a irresponsible person, You're not irresponsible.
I just say, oh, you know what? I am happy for whatever I'm getting now, but it's because of Krishna I got this. Because in my lowest point of life, I just went to him. I see him as my friend, so I go to him.
Sometimes oh, okay, I don't expect anything, and I don't do well. I'm not feeling distressed. Something, that's very irresponsible act, but actually it's not. You are very intelligent.
Thank you. So the influence of Krishna was there since I was very young, because I started by watching his cartoons. Like when I was a kid, I loved watching cartoons of Krishna, of his pastimes, his little stories. And I was also a kid back then, so I really related to all of that. I was just as mischievous, my mom used to say. So as I grew, I saw him as my friend, like Rakan Sebaya, And then it felt more like growing old together. And once I got old, once I am like on my early 20s now, I'm like, you know what? No matter what I do right now, just guide me through the right path. I just want to finish this. And since my end journey is going to be a teacher, I just want to be able to be a good teacher that can enrich the minds of future generations. And I want nothing from it. I just want the best for them. And since I had that mindset, I kind of started achieving whatever I wanted back then.
Mm. But let me tell you, there'll be a heartbreak will happen to you in the future. You want to know what is it?
Yes, sure.
When you turn 60, right? You look at
Mhm.
Krishna, he's remain 20.
Of course. He's still going to look as handsome as he is.
You see
And I'm going
Krishna,
to have wrinkles.
when you become 60, you look at Krishna, hey, how come? You still remain young. What he can do, okay, maybe it's also a blessing. One day, you have to take a lot of responsibility, and some of you are majoring in English.
Mhm.
So take these teachings of Bhagavad Gita very seriously.
Of
And
course.
one day will come that you're going to teach Bhagavad Gita. Maybe I want people also to take up this Gita Gyan program.
Of course, Prabhu.
You can relate yourself and you can teach Gita Gyan. One day you can be a teacher. That's why what Krishna said, use your talent for your talent, you have talent in teaching. You maximize that talent to teach on Krishna conscious.
Of course, Prabhu. I would definitely look into that in the future.
But right now, there's a first step. You should chant Hare Krishna daily and read Bhagavad Gita daily.
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Daily practice. Daily dose of positive attitude, positive mind, daily dose of happiness and excitement and enthusiasm, devoid of all suffering, misery, and all expectation. You know, like for instance, just now you're saying that you didn't do well, you're so disheartened and everything. But now when you don't do well, you're not going to be disheartened because you don't care about the result.
Yes.
Right? And it can be sound like you are very responsible. But how to be responsible? That you should put your effort 100%. It's not to say, I don't care about the results, so I say don't endeavor. You have to put all your attempt is devotional service. And devotional, a lot of concentration, lot of attention, right? And lots of care. You cannot do things whimsically. So when it comes to your chanting Hare Krishna, when it's time to chant Hare Krishna and forget about everything, you just hold the beats and just think you are calling upon the Supreme Personality. Hold the concentrate Hare Krishna. Hare means the energy of the Lord, the internal potency. Right? That means Krishna. Who is Krishna? The most beautiful one, the most attractive one. Hare Rama. What is Rama? Rama means the reservoir of pleasure. See, human being always like to go to these kind of hilly areas, like to see beautiful things. Right? You also want to have a lot of pleasure. So similarly, and this is we are talking about the supremely beautiful person and the one who owns the pleasure, Abhiram. The supreme thing. You're calling upon them. And you're calling through the internal potency of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go to the next beat. Don't fly. Hare Krishna, sometimes you can see, people will be like chanting like a red Indian. Right? I don't know whether you have noticed or not. Sometimes when you go, I'll be just looking at one guy, I say, are you a red Indian?
I've seen that sometimes in temples.
They take a deep breath. Hare Krishna. I say, what are you doing? Sounds like a red Indian. Hare Krishna is a beautiful, it's your personal appointment with Krishna. Krishna allows you to chant. If you can chant, Krishna allows you. When he gives that allowance, when he approves your this thing, just do it. And when you read Bhagavad Gita, word by word, concentrate in that word. Don't fly over. Don't like this thing. Usually I read finger, touch one. I just read one by word, one. So I'll be like paying attention to every word. Then I reflect. Attention, reflect. Attention, reflect. Just spend at least 2 hours of your life to do this. Chant and read. And you start to see your balance 22 hours is going to be a very beautiful decision. Because the day is gone, it's gone forever. But to be happy or to be in pain is it's entirely in your decision. It's in your hand. So
Sure.
from now on, somebody you feel you're suffering, you're angry, you're miserable, you should know because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. But whenever you feel very happy and excited, you know actually you're doing what you're supposed to do. So that's why I said get a journal and write it down daily. Because the journal idea was introduced by my very dear God brother, what they call Siksha Guru, Pran Govinda Prabhu. Pran Govinda Prabhu and I and Prahlad Prabhu are with him. All right, we are Pran Govinda Prabhu's student. He's from Alachua, USA. Brilliant guy. He's formerly a diamond merchant, multi-millionaire. Gave everything to children, renounced. Now he's going to take sannyas. He's out of the world, his lecture. It's amazing. So he's the one who when I start to do my journaling, I start to realize what mistake I've done today. Next day, I don't try to do it. That is how you do check and balance based on the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. And in no time, you start to see you will become almost a perfect human being. Right? So it's already 9:52. Tomorrow also we meet at the same time, 7:30. We're going to discuss on chapter 6. Chapter 6 is the final of the first 6 chapters. Bhagavad Gita is divided into 3. First 6, middle 6, and the last 6. The first 6 is the introduction. We talk about Jnana Yoga. And tomorrow we're going to speak on Dhyana Yoga or meditation. All right? Then, Astanga Yoga. So then in the middle, we're going to talk about the middle 6 is actually the secret. It's a confidential part. And the last 6 is carry forward of what
Gyan Yoga.
Huh?
Gyan Yoga. Predominantly Gyan Yoga.
Yes. So the final 6 is going to be the expansion from the middle chapter. But the middle is the most confidential knowledge. We're going to start on Monday. All right. It's chapter 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. So it's going to be this thing. So tomorrow is the final of the first 6. So please, I hope everyone will join in. And of course, Sri Ram and Lingesh, you want to share this video to anybody, please go ahead and share. All right. So, and
Just as
encourage
a
them.
friendly reminder, Patita Taran Prabhu, in a couple of minutes, Hari Parsad Prabhu's class will begin also.
Yes, 10 o'clock, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, that's why I just saw the time. All right. So with that, thank you so much for your wonderful association, Prahlad Prabhu, and all that assembled devotees here, Charana Lakshmi Mataji, and of course Sadguna Mataji, who you have achieved. I heard that a lot of transformation happened to you from your previous batch 1, and also Krishi and Maha Vaishnavi and Rajina Devi Mataji from Kampa. Thank you all for coming. We meet again tomorrow at 7:30 same time, and we're going to discuss on chapter 6. Till then, have a beautiful day. Vancha kalpatrubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha paditanam pavinibhyo vaishnavebhayo namo namah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna,
Prabhu.
Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna, all devotees.
All glories to you. Go
Hare
Ranga.
Krishna.